Elon Musk's recent appearance on Joe Rogan. Of course, he's been on the Joe Rogan show like many, 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 many times. In fact, one of his, maybe it was the first appearance that he was on with Joe Rogan, is the most watched Joe Rogan episode of all Joe Rogan episodes ever, even beating Trump. Like it was humongously popular. And so he's been on a number of times, and he was on recently again, and Joe Rogan was just expressing how important it was for Elon Musk to buy Twitter, to turn it into X, and to save social media, really. Here he is talking a little bit about that.
Who essentially disrupted the entire social media chain of command. Because there was a very clear thing that was going on with social media. The government had infiltrated it. They were censoring speech. And until you bought it, we really didn't know the extent of it. We kind of assumed that there was something going on. We had no idea that they were actively involved in censoring actual real news stories, real data, real scientists, real professors, silenced, expelled, kicked off the platform. Wild.
For telling the truth.
For telling the truth. And I'm sure you've also, because I sent it to you, that chart that shows young kids, teenagers identifying as trans and non-binary, literally stops dead when you bought Twitter and starts falling off a cliff when people are allowed to have rational discussions now and actually talk about it.
That is kind of amazing.
He single-handedly saved free speech, I think, in this country. He just
without
did
question.
He did. I don't know what we would have done and where we would be right now without him. He really did. Thank God.
I know. I can't imagine how much the major platforms would still be, trying to squelch misinformation, disinformation, whoever gets to define that.
Because some of them still do.
They would still be doing it. Yeah, exactly.
Some of them still do. But X it's a free-for-all. It is definitely a town square where people say there are liberals and conservatives out there just spewing the stuff. And that's the way it should be. X it's my favorite. I used to hate Twitter. Remember how much I hated Twitter?
You hated it. And I was like, I love it.
I hated Twitter until he bought it. And then I was like, okay. And it kind of weeded out some people, but then it also brought people back in. It's a nice mix. And I like that. And it's just a free for all. It's free. That's why I like X. It's free.
The only problem I would say that still needs, I know he's working on it. They're constantly making improvements. He's well aware. I mean, this is not new news for Elon Musk, but the bots are a huge, huge issue. And we're seeing that more and more with Groyper bots with, you've heard, I can't remember who it was that pointed out rightly that most of the bots are people who have, they're not people, obviously, but they are profiles that include Christ is King or like Christian, white, male, whatever. It's always the people that's what the bot creators want the profiles to look at. I cannot tell you how much bullshit is filling up our mentions right now. It's all people with like 2 followers that have the stupid Groyper frog in their profile photo. I mean, it's so predictable and so meaningless, but it would be nice for those to get wiped out.
It's all over Instagram too. We get we get the same crap on Instagram because I'll go look to see who's saying stuff like Hitler was right.
Right, exactly.
And you ladies suck and you're old and you need to just shut up now. And I'm just like, and then I'll go look at their profile and it's exactly what you're saying. It's the Christ is King. I've got 2 followers and I follow a gajillion people, or I just have 0 posts. There's a lot of those. And I'm just like, you're a bot.
Yeah, you're clearly a bot.
Yeah.
And it's the people that have the Christ is King in their bios, because again, as we talked about yesterday, that phrase was absolutely non-existent on X until Candace used it in a way to just, poke at Ben Shapiro. And then it just took off like wildfire because people are sheep and they do what she tells them and that's her thing. And so they follow her. And now I know we mentioned this yesterday, but so many of those profiles are the ones that say the most vulgar, disgusting, horrible things without fail.
Like I actually answered somebody who said just the most vile things to us and like how about what they want to do to us and what they hope happened to us. Violent, disgusting stuff. And in their bio, it's like Proverbs. Christ is King.
Right.
And I'm
it's
I'm
so
sorry, what?
predictable now.
It's disgusting.
It is. It is. They're vile, and I hope that it's true that they are mostly bots and not actual real
I
people.
hope so too.
Because that would make me feel better.
Some of them are
about
real,
the state
though.
of humanity. I know.
Some are real, and some are people, and they will fight with you, and you're like, how are you? How are you able to sleep at night and say, I'm a wonderful Christian. Also, Hitler was right. What?
Yeah.
I don't understand these people.
Quote like verses from the Bible and then also say, you should be called chicks with dicks on the right. Like that's this new clever burn that people, and I'm always like, are you this retarded? You don't, do you think you're the first person to come up with that ridiculous
We've been
thing?
doing this almost 18 years. Like this is about at least our 15th rodeo.
I mean, it's just so tired, so tired. Or there's so much of the go make me a sandwich. Okay, that's
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are just
your mom can do
ridiculous.
that when you're in the basement. Your mom can go do that for you.
Yeah, ask your mom. That's exactly right.
Ask mommy.
Oh, that makes me need something for my heart. Maybe they have something at All Family Pharmacy. Good segue.
Again with the segues, you guys. Yes, they have everything. All Family Pharmacy has everything that you need. Essential medications for your heart, and then also biohacking stuff. They have all sorts of stuff like that, and they have ivermectin and mebendazole. All that is like 25%, making them more affordable than ever. $2 a capsule, you guys. Plus, you can save an extra 10% off with code CHICKS10, which is great. Do not wait until your family gets sick from stuff like sinus infections, flu season, all that kind of stuff is happening. They have essential medications like Tamiflu, antibiotics, antivirals. I mentioned ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. They have vitamins. They have flu kits, sinus infection kits. You can get all the kits and have them on standby so you don't have to wait in one of those places where there's a bunch of sick people for like 3-4 hours. Nobody has time for that. Nobody wants to do that. So check it out. Stock up now. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/chicks. Use code CHICKS10 and stock up and have that stuff on hand. allfamilypharmacy.com/chicks. Use code CHICKS10. Do it.
Okay, so back to Elon on Joe Rogan. They also Elon talked about the Democrats' strategy with illegal immigration and how effective it is, how effective it can be, how effective it has been, and why Democrats want it to work the way it does. Here he is.
The reason you have the standoff is because if the hundreds of billions of dollars to create a financial incentive to have this giant magnet to attract illegals from every part of Earth to these states, if that is turned off, the illegals will leave because they're no longer being paid to come to the United States and stay here.
Right.
Wow.
And then they will lose a lot of voters. The Democratic Party will lose a lot of voters.
And they would have a very difficult job if this is kicked out of reintroducing it into a new bill.
Yes.
Especially once things start normalizing.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, the Democratic Party wants to destroy democracy by importing voters, and the Republican Party disagrees with that.
And the ruse is that if you don't accept what they're doing, then you're a threat to democracy.
Yes.
As they try to destroy democracy.
Yes.
By importing voters.
That is literally what they're doing.
People to only vote for them, and overwhelming the system.
Yes. And by the way, it's a strategy that, if allowed to work, would work. And in fact, has worked. California is supermajority Democrat.
Yeah.
And there's so much gerrymandering that occurs. It's crazy.
And there might be more if Prop 50 is a thing.
Right.
Today.
And he is 100% correct. I know that he has said some weird stuff in the past and he's done weird stuff and he can be erratic, but I just like him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's so intelligent.
He's so important for the world.
Right? He really is. He is. And I think Trump recognizes that. He knows that.
Yeah, that's why they don't, even after saying all the horrible things about each other, they still have this affection for one another.
Yep. He gets it. He gets his intelligence. He gets his position in the world and on the world stage, and what he has given to, oh my God, the guy, I mean, he can parallel park a rocket. He's done just amazing things, So he's a 1 in a million kind of guy, 1 in a trillion probably.
And then you go back to Nancy Pelosi calling Trump, evil, the worst thing on the planet. And Elon pushes back against that messaging, despite the fact that he and Trump have had their differences. Here he is on that.
Some people still think, Trump is like the devil, basically. And I mean, I think Trump actually, he's not perfect, but he's not evil. Trump is not evil. I mean, no. I spent a lot of time with him, and he's a product of his time, but he's not evil.
No, I don't think he's evil.
Of course he's not evil.
He's not.
Of course he's not. Yeah, they want him to be so badly. But it's all projection. All of it.
Totally.